Hello and welcome to Hard Line Rugby, the channel focusing on rugby union in the Americas. Welcome to the Championship Series. With these 3 games over 2 weekends, we will be able to announce the 2021 MLR champions. First though, were the conference finals. The top 2 teams in each conference would face each other to determine the conference champions. They will then face each other on August 1st to lift the MLR Shield. This is a review of Major League Rugby 2021 conference finals. Atlanta welcomed New York back to the Snake Pit. While the visitors were hoping to a similar score the last time they faced the Rattlers, the home team were looking to break their losing streak against the Roosters. The first score came from a penalty at the scrum. Bautista Escura stepped up for the kick as he put his side on the scoreboard. Both sides, eager to make the championship game, gave it their all. The intensity of their efforts had some great flowing rugby, but the defence was matched, with neither side able to score. Eventually, the error was forced when ATL didn't release the ball. With Dan Hollinshead back in New Zealand for his provincial contract, Harry Bennett was the man to kick the penalty and tie the game up. Moments later, Rowan Garrows hit Bennett late and gave away another penalty. Although further away than last time, Bennett was able to produce a monster kick to slot between the posts and take the lead for New York before half-time. At the start of the second half, Atlanta found themselves within meters of the New York try line. Although Rooney held them back, it was done so illegally, and resulted in James Rochford being yellow carded. However, the following driving maul resulted in controversy for the Rattlers, as Chance Wengalewski stamped on Nick Civetta's head. The foul was spotted by TMO Derek Summers, who informed referee Federico Anselmi, who decided that Wengalewski should join Rochford in the sin bin. The momentum swung back to New York, who were able to encroach on Atlanta's try line. Although unable to get themselves over, they did force another penalty. Bennett was able to kick over to extend his side lead further. With fewer than 15 minutes to go, Quinn Nawadi was found to have committed a high tackle and was sent to the sin bin at a critical juncture of the match. With a man advantage, Atlanta went for the driving maul. Time after time, the Rattlers would push for the try zone, only for the Roosters to hold them back. Atlanta didn't yield, and with millimetres available, Alex Mohan found the gap and grounded the ball. The stadium erupted as the home supporters cheered on, with conversion to come. The silence for Kurt Coleman's conversion was replaced with more cheers as he slotted between the posts to lead by 1 point. New York was able to turn the ball over in the final minutes. However, an offload found the hands of Rugby ATL, who held on for the narrowest of victories. Atlanta won the Eastern Conference Championship. New York, although fierce opposition, were unable to keep their discipline in check when it mattered the most. Utah travelled out to LA looking for back-to-back wins after last week. Their first encounter was at SoFi Stadium, so this was their first time the Warriors had visited the Coliseum. With a chance to make history on the line, the Giltinis wanted to repeat the performance from their first encounter against the Warriors. Both sides looked to make inroads, but the defensive efforts of each side was too great. With fewer than 10 minutes left in the half, it was a break from Billy Meeks that got the home side into Utah's 22. From there, after being brought aground, LA needed to get the ball out to one of their backs. After being passed out to the wing, Australian legend Adam Ashley Cooper ran back inside, eliminating 3 Utah defenders to get the first score of the game. Matt Gittow, another Australian legend, nailed the conversion to give the home side a 7-point lead. Just before half-time, LA gave away a penalty from being offside at the ruck. Hagan Schulte scored the penalty kick to reduce the deficit at half-time. Within 8 minutes of the restart, a no-arms tackle gave Utah a penalty advantage. Unable to progress further, Schulte lined up a monster kick that aimed true to score the 3 points and reduce the deficit to 1. After Utah were able to claim a line-out in LA's 22, the Warriors' forwards drove forward towards the try line. The Giltinis put in a stern defence until Sama Malolo was able to power over under the posts for a 7-pointer and the lead to the Warriors. 10 minutes later, it was LA's turn to go for points on Utah's try line. Even with fresh substitution reinvigorating the squad, the Warriors' forwards were able to hold steady and prevent LA from scoring a 7-pointer of their own. It was only when Harrison Goddard noticed Ryan James wasn't being marked that he threw a long pass out to him. James raced forward, and despite being brought down, he was able to score the try. The conversion, however, hit the posts, leaving the Giltinis trailing by 1 point. With under 5 minutes left, there was enough time for one more score. LA pushed into Utah's half, though they retained possession. Goddard drew in the defenders before offloading to James, who sidestepped past the defence and leapt over to score another try and reclaim the lead. With the conversion wide, it looked like Utah could stage a comeback. However, a knock-on ended any hopes of that, as LA held on to win. The Giltinis are Western Conference champions, and in their first year as well. Utah couldn't get the comeback this time, but have come on leaps and bounds since previous seasons. So, there we have it, the teams that will battle for the MLR Shield. The best in the West, LA, shall face the beast of the East, Atlanta, for the championship final in LA, the first to exclusively feature expansion teams. You can watch the game on CBS in the United States and on the Rugby Network for the rest of the world, including Canada. Kickoff is August 1st at 4 PM Eastern, 1 PM Pacific. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification to stay up to date on all the videos for Hard Line Rugby. As always, my name is Stuart, and thanks for watching.